So just want to apologize in advance for this video and potentially the next video looking a bit weird, simply because the room I film these in is being renovated at the moment. We're getting a new floor put in, so I can't film up there. Obviously, there's no carpet, there's no floor, there's no tables, so you have a door as your background. My apologies. But this is Captain Huffy from Badcube, and I figured I would take a look at this since the release of the new Road Rager is coming out soon, because this is based on Road Rager. Oh, and I should probably restate this because I haven't restated it in a while, but I did open a P.O. box. Here's the address, Box 301, 701 Roslyn Road East. The postal code that I forget will be on the screen. But if you want to send anything, the rules are no food, nothing obscene, and no money. Go right ahead. And if you don't want to, that's also completely fine too. Do not have to if you don't want to. But yeah, anyways, back onto the video. I had to cut that in there. So this toy is weird. Badcube is known for making panel-y transformations, and they do make them annoying. But this is annoying, but for other reasons. Let me talk about it. So let's start with what I do like about this toy. The colors, I think, look really, really cool. It's a nice stylized touch on the character, and I do quite appreciate it. They make him stand out at this sort of robot construction worker vibe, and I think it's really cool. The head kind of cements the construction vibe as well, the way that it's shaped and looked. He also looks like he showed up to work and someone spilled his morning coffee. That's the facial expression he has, which is really funny. The orange and black is a really nice color palette that works super well, and it makes me want the new one a lot. I cannot wait till those pre-orders ship. The overall aesthetic of this guy is nice, and it's not small either. Raking in at new leader / old Voyager size, he does fit in well with the Masterpiece aesthetic, the old one, not the new one. I do love the way that the tires are done on the legs, but the arms don't really look like exhaust pipes. I think that's what they're supposed to look like, but it doesn't really work well. Now on to my issues, and there are a bit of them, just in the robot mode alone. The shoulders are really wonky and weird. They like to pop off when you go to transform him, and they're just awkward to move in general. You have to like mistransform them a little bit by sliding them out to actually get a good range of motion, and then on top of that, the ball joints are loose. The legs like to untab every now and again, those little front panel pieces. The arms are also they look like they're trying to be the smokestacks, but the smokestacks are also just hanging off the back of the arms. So it's a bit weird the way that looks. Also, those smokestacks make posing him slightly awkward because they just kind of stick out. The axes he comes with are cool, but they feel very knockoffy in hand. And the back kibble makes it so that the arms won't go any closer if you compress the back kibble. But if you extend it, it makes him fall over a little bit. He does have some nice heels, and you can extend it pretty far. But if you want to make it look sort of Huffer and Pipes accurate, he does tend to fall over a bit. Like, it's just okay. It's not great. It's not good, but it's not bad either. The plastic also feels a bit off in a lot of areas. Like the struts for tabbing the top of the truck into the rest of the cab feel a bit flaky, and I don't like moving them every now and again. The smokestacks are really tight on mine. They're just a screw, but they're really tight. The plastic doesn't feel the strongest. Like, I don't know if I like it or not as a whole. I've messed with it for a while now, and it's just okay at best in robot mode. Posing, it's actually pretty good though for how chunky and blocky he is. He does have double knees, but you can't really take advantage of them just due to the way that the legs are sculpted. Like, the knee bend is not great to start with, and then those double knees just kind of tempt you to bend them even further, but you cannot. And one half of the knee is ratcheted, the other half of the knee isn't. So that kind of, if you've got loose joints, then have fun. Transformation is fiddly. It feels very Badcube-y, even though it doesn't look very Badcube-y. The legs are fiddly, the arms are super annoying to try and tab in, and like I said, they can pop off every now and again when you're trying to extend them. And getting the cab halves lined up can be a bit strange. Like, it looks like it's supposed to go one way, and then you get to the end of the transformation and you have to undo a couple steps to do it the other way. It's just strange. I know why this figure is not talked about very often, not looked at very often, and there's a lot. It's apparent as to why that is. Truck mode though, from most angles, is actually really good. It's about the same size as MP10, but I don't have an MP10, but I do have MPM12, so here's MPM12. It's a pretty decent vehicle mode, but from the back, the arms just stick out like a sore thumb, and the back is also super gappy. It's kind of accurate to how trucks look. Sometimes the truck bed to attach the trailer on is gappy in real life because there's no reason to put anything there. But this, just with the way that you can see the hands and the arms just kind of sticking out through those gaps, it's a little annoying to look at. And the waist is just like, it's just sticking out the back there. I do appreciate, however, the original photos, the promotional images for this guy had a completely orange waist, but this is half orange, half black to kind of mesh it with the back a bit more, but it also ends up making that orange piece stick out even more. So it's a win-lose scenario there. Like, the kibble in vehicle mode isn't great, but the front looks really crisp and really clean. The entire vehicle on a whole isn't the worst thing in the world. And for the price, it's not a bad vehicle mode, but the thing just isn't the greatest, like, as an all-around package. But the chrome really saves it for me. I really, really like the way that this is presented on the toy. It's not an unnecessary spots. It's sprinkled around just enough for it to be good. And I'm usually not the biggest fan of chrome because it chips really easily. But this feels super durable and just looks really sharp and nice. Like, they didn't bother putting it on the arms for, like, the gas canister things, because that's where the arms are. Because obviously there's movement there, it's tabbing, it's going to chip. I do appreciate that thought. They put it on the smokestacks and then the bits that don't move on the front of the truck. And it looks exactly like a truck would look in real life. And I do really appreciate that little attention to detail with picking a few bits out in chrome. It just looks nice. It saves the vehicle mode for me. And it's an okay package, like I said, for its price. It's not bad. It's just decent. It's a okay chunky truck toy of an obscure character, and that's really why I got it. I got it because it was Road Rager, and I had some credit left on my Sir Toys account, and so I was like, I'll throw this in with Original Variable Sentinel and see how it is, and it's not bad. It could do with a little bit more fine-tuning in certain areas. It could have maybe done a couple of passes through internal QC before going into factory QC, but overall it's decent. Like, I got this off Sir Toys, not sponsored, but I'll leave a link in the description if you are interested in getting it yourself. It's about $84 US, I think, which is an okay asking price for like a masterpiece scale third-party toy of Road Rager, a very, very obscure anything, but it is still really cool to have, and I'm glad I got it. But yeah, like I will say, keep an eye out for a couple things. The things I would probably keep an eye out the most, quality-wise, that might like break, are the struts that swing the top of the truck onto the middle of the truck, the smokestacks, make sure you loosen the screws if they're too tight, the ball joints for the shoulders. One of mine is really loose in certain positions just because the first transformation, I had to pull them apart for truck mode, and the arm just came flying off. It was really annoying. The axes do not want to peg in anymore in vehicle mode. Like, they just don't want to fit. They fit once, and as soon as I transformed it, they flew out. So they don't actually fit into their tabs. So that's something to watch out for. And the feet. Tabbing and untabbing the feet for the trailer hitch. You might break the tab because of how it's shaped. So I would recommend shaving the tab down at the corner closest to the feet to be able to better clip it into place. Those are the things I'd watch out for if you do end up buying this. But as a whole, I think it's okay. It's probably not worth it for everybody, but I think it's worth it. Anyways, that's been my look at Badcube's Captain Huffy. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.